Tua gonna need a wheelbarrow after the season. To tote his money, his boatload of money.
Jay Will and Max on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. By the way, we're also now on ESPNU. Listen to KJM on your smart speaker. Just say play ESPN Radio. But the ESPN app has a listen live feature. I mean, you go to that on the upper right-hand side, and all I'm telling you is it's a great way to listen to the show. Take us with you. We're presented by Progressive Insurance. So here's the question.
You can hate me now, but I won't stop now.
What stood out this weekend? Because, Jay, some of those receivers had to wait for that ball from Tua, and, you know, if they do that, they only count the touchdown for 5 points. You can't give them the what stood out to you this weekend?
Biggest takeaway for me, just the play of Tua, man. It was his best game. I mean, down 21 points in the fourth quarter alone, 13 of 17, 199 yards, 4 touchdowns. 4.
Crunch
now,
time.
you can get into the coverage of what Coach Harbaugh and the Ravens were doing with Tyreek Hill because he was butt naked open multiple times. But just the leadership and the way it all worked, that last stretch where Tua led them down the field, even the way Jalen Waddle improvised, this team just deserves credit. Look at the passing yards over the first 2 weeks. Tua leads it with 107.39 passing yards. Like, he's playing well. Now, am I sitting here saying on national TV and radio that he's better than Josh Allen, that he's better than Patrick Mahomes, that he's better than Justin Herbert,
Lamar Jackson? Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. But what I will give credit to is the way he played yesterday, and the precision is better. Just look at the overall stat line. It's beyond impressive, and I just feel like there is this little thing with Key about smaller quarterbacks in Tua that it automatically goes into, well, he's just not the answer for this team, and yet they're 2-0. So we just came up a call about Jameis Winston, and they'll be fine. And, you know, it was one game. I'm like,
You'll
okay.
take Tua over Jameis.
Right now, yes.
Yeah. How about you, Key?
What is it that I feel about Small? I heard Jay say something about I feel like he and Small, but I didn't hear the rest because it was just background noise. Really, to be honest with you, Tua did a good job. He did a good job. You can't take away when somebody does a good job. You can't take that away from them. But I'm not about to sit up and jump up and down and act as though the Miami Dolphins didn't try and replace him 3 different times. I understand that he had 469 yards. I understand he had 6 touchdowns. I understand he brought them from behind late in the game. But I also understand football, and I know that the Baltimore Ravens didn't do themselves any good by doing some of the things they did late in the game from a defensive standpoint. They blew coverages. On top of that, where was Marlon Humphreys? Was he out on the field? How about Marcus Peters? Was he even on the field?
So they let their foot off the gas on defense.
Sure.
Exactly. You have to know these things. That's more of a Ravens issue than it was a Dolphins victory. I'm not going to buy into that, Jay. If you want me to, I'm still not going to buy into
giving
that.
Ravens an extra
By the way,
loss.
I understand that you love.
Just for context, Key. Just for context, Key. The 2 quarterbacks that they tried to replace Tua with, one has won 7 Super Bowls and is considered the greatest quarterback of all time.
Doesn't matter.
And the other, it does matter. And the other one is Deshaun Watson, who signed the biggest guarantee in NFL history.
Doesn't matter. When somebody is trying to replace you,
Taylor, Key.
If somebody's trying to replace you,
It's not like it's Teddy Bridgewater.
When somebody's trying to replace you, that's because they don't love you.
No,
Okay?
I agree. I don't think they love him. I think they like him.
Different regime now.
No, but I think they like him, Key. Like, the fact is that one of the guys is the greatest ever. The other guy did get that biggest contract ever. It's not like they were trying to replace him with, to be fair, some of your guys that Jay's bringing up, Jameis Winston or
Teddy Bridgewater.
No, I'm thinking of Pittsburgh.
Bridgewater's on the team.
Mitch Trubisky.
They're not. Why would you want to replace him with Mitch Trubisky? What's that? You don't want to do that.
Or Jameis. What I mean is formerly high draft picks who, let's be honest, are reclamation
Jameis
projects.
was on a team. You're picking quarterbacks that have to prove something already a second time around.
Key,
They're not trying to replace him with those guys. They're trying to replace him with quarterbacks that they think are better.
Yeah, they have good, they want great. Here's the question, Key. And by the way, for a lot of people, they're redundant with Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Why did they do it? Well, I mean, apparently, Coach has 2 dynamic weapons who can coexist so far.
Oh, absolutely.
They can coexist.
Yeah, they got speed to burn. There's no question about it.
Key, how about you? That's what stood out to Jay was Tua and the Dolphins. They're 2-0. What stood out to you?
I would say Cooper Rush. When you looked at this thing with Dak Prescott, we all felt like, okay, Dak Prescott initial diagnosis was he was going to be gone for an extended period of time, closer to 8 weeks, not 4. But as I said, Cooper Rush, once I learned it was 4, if he could just win one game, I gave him one game. I didn't think it was the Cincinnati Bengals he was going to beat, but I gave him Washington. But now he's got one in his back pocket. The Cowboys feel good about it. Obviously, Jerry and company knew more about this situation than anybody out there, so that's why they didn't go try to acquire nobody. They felt good about Cooper Rush. Look, he went, beat the Bengals, a lot of people's Super Bowl team that they thought would go to the Super Bowl, even win the AFC North, and he took care of business.
Fans deserve. And by the way, we are presented by Progressive Insurance. Good morning, Key. Good morning, Jay.
What up, baby?
What's happening there, Maxer and Jason?
Key.
Just waiting for one day the NFL to deliver some drama and excitement.
Good day for small quarterbacks yesterday.
another
Little
great weekend.
quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a good
That's
day.
true.
Good day.
It was
Yeah,
a good
Kyler
day.
Murray, Tua.
All
good day.
3 of your guys won.
Yep.
Who are his 3 guys?
Who are the 3?
You said Small, Russell, Kyler, and Tua.
Mm.
You know, Jay liked those guys, so,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
he loves them, actually.
You think Russ
not
played
like.
great?
I don't know if Russ played great. Russ didn't play great.
I think
Tua
now,
played great.
I think now that he can get past the Queen, because, you know, the ceremony was
Oh,
today and
geez.
everything,
Man,
I
come
think
on.
he can
Oh,
put that
geez.
behind him, and I
Kyler-
think he could start concentrating on football.
Kyler played
He's a
great
little
in the second
distracted.
half.
Yeah.
Second half, he played great.
Mhm, mhm.
That dime he had to close out the game. Damn.
He
what a
deserves
ball,
credit
man.
without DeAndre Hopkins, right?
Yeah, he should have. Yeah, Tyler. But the Raiders, come on, man. Some teams just, no matter what, they are what they are. You're supposed to, come on now. The ball at the back of the end zone, A.J. Green, the damn defender's right there. Put your hands up, son. Put your hands up. That's all you got to do. And on top of that, Renfro, hold on to the ball.
Yeah,
You're in
man.
traffic, man.
That
What
turnover
you
in
doing?
overtime, that hurt.
What
are you doing?
This is why what Joe Burrow did last year was so amazing. When you play for a snake-bit franchise and you somehow get him out of it, even for a year, like look what happened to the Browns yesterday. The fact that was the Browns, you're like, yeah. What happened to the Chargers against the Chiefs? Even though the Chargers are loaded, but that one play, Key, nothing good ever happens for them, right? There's some franchise like that.
And Chargers.
Yeah, the Raiders just you're not supposed to let Kyler Murray in the late fourth quarter, not even the second half, the late fourth quarter, continue to move around. Like the dude was running around like a video damn game. I felt like I had the controls of a video game, and I was just going. And he was just running around in circles, pulled it down, and walked in the end zone. I mean, like he held the ball for about 14 seconds. That's not supposed to happen.
It's the old Madden Michael Vick. Run it or throw. What am I going to do? You don't know. What am I going to run it or throw it, right? And somehow it works every time.
That's why you push for him to do all of his game training through simulations on video games, because the dude is a living video game.
He's a living
video
Look
game.
at this. Look at this. See, this is not even real.
All
Man, he's
highlights,
supposed
man.
to be
He's
doing this.
Just moving.
There's no way he's supposed to be doing this.
At least, Key, that's at least 10
running
seconds
around.
right there.
It just makes
10 to
no
15
sense.
seconds.
Then he takes off. It scores.
You know, when you
I'm like, come on, man.
when you see this, the fact that like that's the hard stuff, right? The easy stuff should be being mature and being a leader and all the stuff he's criticized for. But for him, that's the hard stuff, and this is the easy stuff, or maybe not easy.
I mean,
but he could do it.
the 2-point conversion pass, Key, you talk about a dime. You talk about a bullet. I mean, that thing grazed somebody's hand. AJ Green caught on to it. I mean, I didn't think he held on to it, barely.
He throws a beautiful
Man,
ball, man.
special.
I've seen
your hands up.
Key watch and be like, "Whoa,
Special.
Put your hands up. All you got to do is put your hands up. Put your hands up. You bat it down. You pick it. You stand there watching it go by you. It just, oh, well, he deserved a W. He got it.
Hey, guys, all off season. What are they going to do with Jimmy G? All off season, it seemed to me like the whole world's divided into 2 camps. The larger camp, and we were all a part of that, is you keep Jimmy G, because why would you let a good quarterback out the door, right? They were like, oh, but he's going to cast a shadow, and it needs to be Trey Lance's team. And yeah, but what if Trey Lance isn't good yet, right? Like, well, no, we got to move him. Couldn't find any takers for him. I guess the league doesn't like winning quarterbacks who win all the time and make deep playoff runs. Shoulder surgery, the whole thing. So he's on the team. He's like back on the team by accident. But Trey Lance goes down. Jimmy G takes over. Did they look better or worse? Like, are the Niners now better positioned to compete for the NFC West?
They look better to me. But
better,
what do I
right?
know? They did. They looked better.
A lot better,
It
Key.
looked clean and flawless. You know what I'm saying? It just looked better. It looked like everything was not all herky-jerky. It was like just – it was cool. It was calm. It was we're going to play and we're going to do what we need to do. Imagine if they would have gotten rid of him, though. Just imagine if they'd have decided to say, you know what, Jimmy, thank you, goodbye. But they were smart enough after watching Trey Lance enough to go, you know what? We're not going to cut this dude, man. Let's just bring Jimmy G back.
It just seemed like they were more confident. They believed in Jimmy G differently than they believed in Trey Lance.
That might be true.
But Key, you can see that even when he got the QB sneak for the TD, right? The way they celebrated him, it was like not only were the cards stacked against you here with management and our coaching staff to a degree wanting to move on, but here you are not missing a beat, like literally not missing a beat. And this is an offense still without George